It's another wonderful morning here in our studios on Kairaba Avenue. This is QTV This Morning, and I am Ibrahima Soribalde.
Wow.
it's you know, today my sorry name, I have to attach it on my list of names. I mean, because my full name is Cherno Ibrahima Soribalde. I
think you should always refer to yourself as that henceforth.
Those are my names. So it's important for people to recognize the Sori.
And so maybe we will find out what Lolly's full name
All
is.
right. My full name is Lolly Musa Kamara.
Lolly Musa Kamara.
Lolly M. Kamara.
Is Musa
So
your
the
dad?
M is Musa.
Yeah, the M is Musa.
Yes, okay. Yes.
Oh, I was thinking you'll say Lolly B. Kamara.
No, no. It's Musa, my dad.
All right.
Yes.
My names are Adeyemi Olusegun Abiose.
Are you related to Olusegun Obasanjo?
No.
Oh, your name sounds like that. I mean,
Middle name.
Olusegun.
It's the same name, Olusegun,
Olusegun.
but not, it's obviously Yoruba.
Which one is original, Nigeria or Sierra Leone?
Nigeria, of course.
No, I know.
My great-grandparents are from Yoruba land in Abeokuta in Nigeria, so on my mother's side. So all of us have Yoruba names, myself and my siblings.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you decide to use Ade Derami.
Ade is short.
Short and simple.
Rather than Adeyemi.
Adeyemi.
Adeyemi is...
I have people asked me, is Ade a Mandinka? I mean, because of
Derami.
the surname Derami.
My father was Mandinka, of course, and he spoke it, but he didn't speak it to us. He said it would spoil our English.
Wow.
And
it's
it's the one thing I criticize him for, even now.
Yeah?
That, yeah, because I don't think he would have spoiled it at all.
Definitely,
And it
yeah.
spoiled your Mandinka.
Exactly, you know, which is a shame.
It ended up
See?
spoiling your
And yet he would
Mandinka.
speak it with his sister, you know, but
Not with the...
not with us, which is a shame.
You could have been, you know, speaking Mandinka also.
Yeah,
By now
right.
we'll be
And
like...
he spoke it fluently, you know.
See?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Interesting. You are watching QTV This Morning, and we are back again. It's Wednesday, the 16th of November. It's 16th already. These days goes by very fast.
They speed by.
I'm telling you.
And you know, for most people, they think, you know, they measure the month by the time between payday and the next payday.
See?
It's like, so it's kind of halfway to the next payday.
It's halfway already.
Halfway
so
to the next
so
payday.
that's how some people.
Oh yeah, I love payday. I love payday.
I think many people do.
The other day, Mohammed Jah said to me, "Balde, you love money." I said, "Wow." I said to myself,
and you said, do you know anybody who hates money? I hope
he
you
said to
do.
General, "Balde love money." You know.
We all love money.
Yes.
you
So
know.
now, we'll be looking at the African proverb, then the newspaper review, and we'll talk to Aliou Cisse, who is currently in Dubai, you know. And of course, Aliou is with the First Lady in Dubai attending the 9th edition of MAC Foundation.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, so we'll be talking to him on video call. I hope it wouldn't be the nightmare video call we had yesterday.
With Mr. Zaid Jallo. It was
I understand
so
it was from his end.
Oh,
it was
okay.
very difficult for him to, I
Connect.
mean, you know, get a proper audio.
You know, I've been in broadcasting a long time, and I have to say that every time I'm asked, you're going to do a program and there's going to be live link up with somebody, I hate it.
Yeah.
Because for all the advances in technology that human beings have had, every time you get a video call, it's like a lottery whether you're going to get a clean
audio
feed or not.
yeah.
Even I find it perplexing. 2022, and you can, you know, they're all ready to go, and then
You start,
nothing.
yeah,
Can you
nothing.
hear me? Can you hear me?
Sure.
You know, so I hate it. Every time they say, oh, there's going to be a live phone in or a live link up or Zoom link, I go, oh no. and 9 times out of 10, nine times out of 10 it works. It works, but the one time it doesn't work is when it gets really irritating.
Sure.
As happened
And the
yesterday.
individual with their, you know, struggling to get connected.
Struggling and say,
yeah.
Mr. Cisse, can you hear me? Balde, are you speaking to
Yes,
me?
yeah,
You know?
I'm getting you.
Yeah.
So.
And it's so unprofessional sometimes to put that on television.
No,
You know,
it happens with the biggest and
you know,
best.
While struggling. I
It
think
happens with the biggest and best.
you
BBC,
know,
CNN, I've seen it on all of them. Al Jazeera.
It makes you feel very uncomfortable sometimes,
yeah,
sitting
but
and
it's
you know, doing all this
And
stuff on television.
and the funny thing is, in almost all of those, BBC, CNN, Al Jazeera, they would have tested it 5 minutes before, and it was perfect. But the minute you want to go online, and something happens.
That's what happened yesterday. We tested Zaid, and you know,
it was working fine.
Properly.
Yeah,
there you are.
The moment he was about to go
the
live,
middle of the show, we said Zaid, and he was like, I mean, he was looking at us like, "Hello, Zaid," and he was like,
he was just staring,
taking a sip from his Coca-Cola bottle.
There you
know, I was like, what?
Yeah,
what's
that it happens.
here?
It's really weird because, as you say, you test it, everything's perfect, and you think, good, we're good to go, and then nothing.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Ade, and Ade, it's our newspaper review guest today, and of course, Lolly, we'll start with
the African proverb.
And, please take us through.
Water that has been spilled cannot be replaced. Water that has been spilled cannot be replaced.
Don't you think something is wrong with this proverb? I mean, water that has been spilled cannot be replaced.
In other words, that same bit of water.
Yeah.
There's a similar saying that you can't step twice on the same piece of water. They're in the same area, but it's not the same water. Even if you step on the same point, it's not. And it's the same. Once it's been spilled, you can fill up the cup, but in that way, but that water is been. So it's like, you know, in the sort of literal sense, of course, but essentially what they're saying is that once something has happened, it cannot. It's like you say something to somebody, like something nasty. You could apologize, but the words have already escaped. You can't swallow them back, you know, and so they have similar proverbs that relate to that, you know, once words have been said, or once a particular action has happened. If I take this knife and I stab somebody, I can say, oh, I'm sorry, I did it, but I've done it.
You've done it.
You know, and so this kind of relates to actions that have happened that can't unhappen.
Yes. But I mean, what about if the actions happened? They happened already.
Yes.
And, you know, society tried to judge you because it happened. Everybody make mistakes in life. You know, we all make mistakes. Some people put in the family way, meaning maybe an illegal pregnancy or something.
Yes.
At some point, the society will portray you as an outcast.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
And people try to put all these religious ideologies on you. And I know it's like it's illegal. I mean, to do certain things before getting married or something. That is not allowed. Even religion doesn't allow it, my religion. But if mistakes happen, I mean, you still pick up yourself and try again. That's why our Lord is even the most forgiving.
But it's, yes, but human beings are human beings. We're very judgmental. Sometimes we judge somebody just by how they look. And sometimes people do certain actions that we disapprove of, and we judge them. You're right. I mean, once that pregnancy has happened, the person can't then become unpregnant. You know, they can carry it through to, or in the worst scenario, they can abort. But society, that's a different thing. Can you change society and make them think differently? I've seen instances where, you know, mothers have been disapproving of the fact that their daughter became pregnant by a particular person. But once the child is there and they see how beautiful this baby is, all of that animosity and resentment just melts away. And this is now their grandchild, and they cherish their grandchild. So that can happen, of course, and that does happen all over the world. But society, yes, things happen and they will judge you. It's human nature.
Should we allow our past to break us? I mean, what happened in the past, should we allow that to reflect in our future endeavors?
We should, in the sense that if we've made mistakes in the past and we have learned from them, we know not to repeat those mistakes. I don't know what you think, Lolly, but you know, you may have done something that was particularly terrible, and you think, oh, this is terrible, you know, I've offended this person, that person, and then you say to yourself, I will make sure this never happens again. Definitely. So because you're learning from the mistakes of the past. You know, they always say that if you make a mistake, learn from it.
And move on.
Learn from it and don't repeat it. So in a sense, are we to be bound by it? Not necessarily bound by it, but, you know, learn from
it. That's important. Yes, the proverb, it's really important, like the way you just interpret it. In my own way, I'll say, yes, we cannot change things that have already happened. And we shouldn't go killing ourselves over things that have happened, you know. It happened. You cannot bring it back. So just as you said, yes, it happened, but move on and be, you know, be mindful not to repeat it again.
Make sure it doesn't repeat.
Make sure it doesn't happen again. And you cannot be just mad about it or go crazy over, yes, this has happened, it shouldn't have happened, I'm going to kill myself over it. So it shouldn't.
As we have our motto in the news team, nobody died.
No.
So is there any reason that one should think about suicide?
What?
Because I've seen people committing suicide. I didn't see people committing suicide. I heard people committing suicide. And I've seen scenarios where people committed suicide, then they shared those photos with us. I've not seen a person committed suicide before in front of me.
No. I've twice been, I've mentioned it before, I think, been in a situation where two people on completely separate occasions, maybe an hour after I saw them, committed suicide. Both in England. You don't know what's in somebody's head. You and I sitting here and say we will never do it because that's us, what we don't know about. And I'll give you one example. One of the people, she committed suicide because she had this idea that she was doing very badly at her university studies. She'd already taken her final university exam. And you're not going to believe this, but when she came top in the whole university.
What?
I swear. And yet she had taken her own life. She was engaged to a cousin of mine. And she was literally in my house at my birthday party.
All right, they said I should remind Aliou Cisse that we will
be
talk to
coming
him
to
in
him.
a few minutes.
Good, and we hope the technology cooperates with us.
We'll talk to Aliou Cisse in a few minutes. Then from there, we'll take a short break.
Sure.
After the break, then we will talk to Aliou Cisse, then the newspaper review. We'll be right back.
Yeah, this...
With its easy-to-use, secure and convenient mobile app that allows you to carry out all your transactions. No matter where you are or what time it is, you can always access your funds. With the new Q Money app, you can cash in and out, buy credit, buy Q Power, shop, make payments, and so much more. You can also send Q Money, pay bills, receive international remittances, and transfer cash to others. Just download the app from your Play Store or App Store and get started. For more information, call customer care on 133. Q Money, Sinu Calpe. We innovate, others follow.
Q Money, the biggest mobile money service in the Gambia, has taken mobile banking to the next level. Now, you can link your Q Money wallet with your bank account. Yes, link your Ajib or EcoBank accounts with your Q Money wallet and get instant access to your cash anytime. No need to queue at the bank anymore. Transfer funds from your bank account to your wallet or your wallet to your bank account using Q Money Bank Link is the fastest, most secure and convenient way to transfer funds between your wallet and bank account. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sinu Calpe. Terms and conditions apply.
Save up to 50% energy with the new side-by-side Samsung refrigerator. Samsung air conditioners come with HD filter and antibacterial for your protection. Save time, energy, and effort by using our washing machines, loaded with innovative features that offer superior cleaning technology. Step into the future of television with our slick and slim Samsung Smart TV designs. Sizes range from 32.
It's QTV this morning. You are watching us and we're broadcasting from our studio on Kairaba Avenue. And if Aliou is on the line, hello Aliou. Hello Aliou Cisse, if you're getting us. Yeah, so Mr. Ade, let's proceed. Before
as we
Aliou,
said, we hope technology cooperates.
Exactly.
Technology is not cooperating.
Yes. It's happening, but let's see. Maybe Aliou will come back again.
We hope so.
Sure.
Yeah. So Lolly, let's take the newspaper review.
I think Aliou is
Yes.
back.
Hello. I think Aliou is here. Hello, Aliou.
Aliou Cisse, can you hear us?
Good morning.
he's also struggling to get.
Maybe I can use the Dubai accent. La haila mashallah kulli kulli. Maybe I use the Nar accent.
I think all you need to say is Salamu alaikum.
Salamu alaikum aleo.
Brother Aleo.
Mashallah, yalla yalla. Yes. So let's proceed.
Okay.
What we have there.
Newspaper?
Yes, I have the Fourier with me, and on the front page it reads, "Demolition without compensation in Carnifing East. Latin American School of Medicine in Cuba turns 23. Ex-president's driver denies all allegations, diplomatic passport case. President Barrow extols Ahmadiyya Jamaat for remarkable service to the Gambia. Widow demands answers to husband's death in police custody. Agricultural growth project to reach 6.6% in 2023. Yeah. So yeah,
that's Fourier. I have The Point newspaper, and from the left it says Barrow says government will transform higher education system by what? Through reforms. Gambia attends UN WTO global that's World Trade Organization global conference on linking tourism, culture, and creative industry. Something we're very interested in. And the big story in the middle here: Senegal police arrest 107 business people.
Wow, what a business! What businessmen?
In fact, when I read it, I thought, "Is Balde okay?" I know you're a businessman.
I don't
but
understand.
it turns out they're all being arrested in Senegal, not on the border, not on the porous border. Ambassador Ba assumes duties in Washington D.C. That's Gambia's ambassador to the United States of America. And journalist Fabakary Cisse testifies and says he was assaulted. So that's what I have.
Exactly. Let's see if Aliu is on the line. Hello, Aliu Cisse.
Speak to us.
Hello, Panda.
Aliu, how are you doing? You okay?
Wow.
Not bad.
Yeah. So what's happening at the moment? We understand you are currently in Dubai, attending the 9th edition of MAC Foundation. So can you take us through this, please?
Thank you very much. Like you mentioned, it is a 2 days conference. This year,
If we can increase Aliu's audio.
Aliu, I think we are getting it very difficult to get you loud and clear. We understand you are in a classroom, sort of, but we will come back to you so that we can connect you. Because we want to widen this conversation so that everybody can understand what's happening in Dubai.
All right, no problem, no problem.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you, Aliu. Yeah, so let's proceed. Lolly, demolition without compensation. Should we be compensated even if at all we break the law? I mean, even if at all we build on our roots?
That's different. In some instances, they were saying that people had built legally. But in many instances, including in one instance that I'm aware of, the person who's a good friend of mine had actually built illegally, and so the illegal structure was demolished. After being upset about it because he spent a lot of money, he accepted that yes, he had built illegally and that they were right to demolish his structure. I feel sorry for those who did so innocently. I say innocently in the sense that they thought they were legitimately
doing the work.
But there are some people who they knew very well that they were building where they should not, and they always assumed that it would never come to this. Nothing would ever happen because some people, they don't think wider. They think, oh, this is small Gambia. We will forever have roads that only have 2 lane traffic. So even though the law says that if there's a road here, certain amount of meters this side, certain amount of meters that side, nobody should build in case of future development. Some people just think, this is Gambia, it's never going to happen. And so they build. So, for those people, I have no sympathy. But for others who legitimately thought they were buying a piece of land from somebody who sold them, gave them all the right papers, then you do feel a certain, because they would have spent hundreds of thousands, if not millions.
Yeah, this is what I've just said. These people have spent a lot of money in building these structures, and waking up one day, pulling down everything. It's just not okay. It's just not fair.
It's heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking, especially you have family that are already used to living in these homes. it's just not.
It's heartbreaking, but
yeah.
I mean, this is also a lesson. I think
it's a lesson.
A big one here.
And you know, when you consider that when they were widening the roads, where I live, Coastal Road, even the police station was demolished. You know, at Old Yundum.
Even the mosque. I've seen the mosque.
Yeah, a mosque.
Yes.
Yeah. And some restaurants, some houses, but all of them, really, even though they argued with the people who were doing the demolition work, it was shown to them that there is no way you would have legitimately got papers to build here.
Wow.
So we don't care what somebody at physical planning sold you. It's illegal, and they should not have given you that. So you know, sometimes the argument got quite heated because the officials were saying you should not have built here. It is illegal to have built here, and if somebody sold you, go to that person and ask for your money back.
Wow.
You know, but of course, you know, you did it 10 years ago.
Definitely.
You know, that person has probably moved on. Or
sometimes I think physical planning, they are not doing their coordination properly. I mean, when you look at certain structures that are built in this country, you will definitely know this structure should not be on this road. This structure should not be built this way. And it's the responsibility of physical planning, I mean, to plan our roads, to plan certain things where people build.
Plan the roads, plan the building. I mean, you know, they are meant to say, you know, people can build here. People cannot build here. You know, there are demarcation lines as to where people can and cannot build. And they're the ones that we trust. We have to trust them.
Exactly.
Because otherwise it's anarchy, it's chaos.
And I think at some point people just go ahead and build without even letting them know.
Look, when you look at some of the places where people have built on some of these waterways,
see,
they didn't ask for permission.
They didn't ask for permission. They just go ahead
put up
and
a structure.
Put up a structure.
And thought, oh, you know, nobody's claiming this, nobody's stopping me. I'm going to build.
I'm going to build.
And then they build, either it floods or, you know, it gets, you know, the water rises and it starts weakening the foundations of their house and their houses collapse. So we've seen all of that over the last couple of years.
Because what they believe is you have sold the property to me. You've given me the required documents, so I am, or it's now legally mine. You know, so they forgot that, you know, physical planning is here to give this planning. You know, they forgot to go and seek permission or seek their consent, so they just go ahead because you have the documents from Balde who sold the
building permit. I mean, building permit. It's significant, but I mean, few of us are. Have taken building permits from physical planning. Mine, for example, I just came and, you know, built my house like that. I mean, without any advice from physical planning. I did that. So I'm here and, you know, feeling guilty of doing that. But I mean, Mr. Ade too, when you look at the bureaucracy that we have in this country, it will take you a very long time, maybe, I've not tried it before, maybe to get a building permit from physical planning.
The only reason that happens is because of corruption.
See?
Because by law, it should take you 5 to 7 days
to get the permit.
To get it. People tell me I've been going for 3 months. No, it's because somebody wants you to give them money to speed up the process. It is, you know, for me, and I once said this out of anger, they should just sack everybody there because they have got a very, very bad reputation. They've got a shocking reputation for corruption. They give people plans for places where they should not. And in some cases, they give the same plan to different people. You know, there is massive corruption there, and they have a shocking reputation in this country. And I've seen it since I've been here.
That's physical planning.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so Ali, in case you are hearing us, we want you to move from where you are so that we can hear you loud and clear in the studios. And if at all you are hearing this, please, you can just move so that we can have the conversation here. We want to see you.
Yes, because I think he was having to whisper because of where he was.
Yes, he's currently inside the conference room, I think. So if he can move, then we will be able to hear him clearly, Ali Cisse. Yes, so and there was a time I got a piece of land around Jiboro. So I wanted to lease that land, you know, so I inquired. I said, what is the process of leasing a land? You know, but Mr. Ade, the process that they said to me to lease a land, I better not lease my land.
Really?
Yeah, I better not lease my land.
Wow.
According to what I heard, I have to go to the alcalo. The alcalo have to give me something like an attestation, and I go back to physical planning,
Right.
from physical planning come back to the alcalo, then go back to somewhere, come back.
Yeah, because
more than 10 times I have to go and come.
We are talking about a land here.
No, but why should I do that?
So let me guess. So the land you had it freehold. It was already freehold. It wasn't leasehold.
It wasn't leased.
It was freehold.
Yes.
Okay.
But I got all the genuine documents.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
So let me guess. Is that piece of land still stuck with you? You haven't been able to lease it, or what has happened to it?
I didn't still lease the land.
You didn't,
Yeah.
because the process
was
forbidding.
Was tedious.
Yeah. Yes.
So I have to. I have to hold my papers.
Yeah.
I don't have to lease the land anymore because it's difficult, you know. And you know how much I'm charged to do that? A lot of money.
A lot of money.
A lot.
It's-
Probably I'll have to sell the land.
Really?
Probably I'll have to sell the land.
And give somebody else a headache.
Yeah,
in
definitely.
case they try and lease
exactly.
it.
The individual
but
also
it shouldn't
go
be
through the
that
same.
way. You know, why should it be that way? It should not. And because of inefficiency and because we don't demarcate things properly, that's why you have all these kind of problems. It can be a real nightmare. It can be a real nightmare.
It is indeed a nightmare.
You know, it's yeah.
Yeah. What other things do we have?
Another one. Ex-president's driver denies all allegations diplomatic passport case.
Yeah, I mean, there were lots and lots of stories a while ago, maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That lots of people, including drivers and gardeners and so on, were given diplomatic passports. And now we have somebody denying that. I guess if we have people who can do their detective work, it should be easy to find out whether that's true or not.
No.
If he has a passport, let him
I can
show.
remember a few years ago, I mean, this diplomatic passport saga was really a heated one.
It's a hot case.
in the
Yeah, it
Gambia.
was.
I
It
mean,
was.
according to
All
you
sorts
know,
of
allegations
allegations.
that even the drivers of the president
We're all
was
given the
giving
diplomatic
diplomatic passports to people.
Yeah, yes, quite. And I don't know whether that is what this driver is, or whether
But I
he's
think
saying
the story is still connected to that.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. But is he saying he didn't give, or is he saying he didn't have one? I'm not sure what
Yes,
the story is.
I think we have Aliu. Hello, if Aliu is getting us, Aliu Cisse, good morning.
I would say very good afternoon from Dubai.
Oh, it's
Really?
afternoon there
Wow.
already. We are in the morning.
Oh,
It is-
it's just 10
Well,
o'clock.
it is 2 p.m. here. It is 2:20.
2 p.m. You've taken your lunch? What have you taken? Camel hum?
Well, I haven't taken my lunch yet. I know in the next couple of minutes we're gonna have our lunch here.
Exactly. So we understand you are attending the 9th edition of the Mark Foundation, and well, this is your conference. I mean, you've attended it many times, and you know you are here in Dubai again to attend the 9th edition. Can you tell us what's going to happen there?
Thank you very much, Bande. Like you rightly mentioned, I mean, this is an annual conference organized by the Mark Foundation. But because of the COVID-19, I mean, we have seen in the last 2 years, I mean, it has always been virtual. I mean, and because of that, I mean, this time we have participants both on site and those playing online. Over 2,000 people have on this conference, and then. Like I said, I mean, the Mark Foundation is partnering with different countries, of course, to the first ladies of those countries to help promote and, advance the cause of accessing quality health in these countries. And because of that, I mean, in this conference, you have journalists, you have academia, you have healthcare providers, and of course, several first ladies, including the first lady of the Gambia, the first lady of Sierra Leone, Botswana, Malawi, Ghana. I mean, they are all here, I mean, attending this important conference. Yesterday was the opening ceremony where they all delivered statements, the first ladies, and renewing their commitment to continue partnering with the Mark Foundation. I mean, because of that, we've also seen some health care providers from the Gambia are also part of this conference, the like of Dr. Awad Tunkara, I mean, Mam Nabuli, Kitabu Jame. I mean, they are all here attending this important conference because they were supported by the Mark Foundation through the partnership with the Office of the First Lady to, further their education in different fields. I mean, so they are also here to share their stories and, of course, how the support from the Mark Foundation have really impacted on their career. So today is day 2, and then we are having different sessions. I mean, I'm here in my capacity as a multiple winner of the Mark Foundation Media Recognition Award. I mean, I'm among the few African journalists invited by the organizers of this event, and we are having a media training for members of the media on the different illnesses, especially relating to infertility and other illnesses that are a cause of concern in Africa, and especially the issue of infertility. As you know, I mean, looking at our cultural setup, and then our society, the misconceptions about infertility. This is something that the Mark Foundation believes, the media has a huge role to play as far as the issue of infertility is concerned. As you know, in the Gambia, of course, in most of our African society, it is women are mostly blamed as far as infertility is concerned. This sometimes is a misconception that they believe the media has a little to play to make people believe that you know what infertility is true, is a reality. But we cannot continue blaming just women as far as infertility is concerned. Sometimes the problem could be with the man.
Yeah. Yes, I think that's yeah, all
Yeah.
right. Ali is back. Yes, Ali. At the end of the conference, what do you think should be a take home for the people?
I mean,
Is that
more investment in our health sector, and then
oh,
so
it's
health.
like it's freezing there. I'm gonna call that the Dubai network, not the Gambian network. We have 4G plus in the Gambia.
Yeah.
This is true.
All right. Yes.
Ali is still talking.
To cure certain illnesses in our country, and then having some of our healthcare providers are provided with that expert.
Well, I think Ali will need some movement there because I think the Wi-Fi in that hall, it's a bit far from you, might be. Yes, maybe you can move a little bit, to get a proper connection. Yeah, Mr. Ade. Yes, it's very significant what he was saying. Of course, it's important for first ladies to come together, especially the Mark Foundation. They've been doing this for a very long time, and they've been consistent. Even during the pandemic, they were doing it online. I think consistency is something very important. Sometimes, I'm told Aliu is back. Yes, Aliu? Aliu Cisse.
The Wi-Fi, but I can assure you the Wi-Fi here is good. It's not bad. I don't know what is the problem exactly. But like you were saying, what we expect after this conference is that, we will continue to see more partnership, between the Mark Foundation and
Oh, okay, it's a bit difficult to get him, but Mr. Ade, consistency is very important, and we've seen Aliu. It's a multiple winner of the Mark Foundation, the awards, and it's important he be present when it comes to this 9th edition. And what do you think we should drive from this?
Well, I think Aliu has sort of hinted at it. They have particular focus that they have. And as well as the First Ladies, he mentioned there are healthcare professionals from the Gambia and from other countries who are there. And what they will do is they will make a pitch for funding to strengthen their respective healthcare systems. And that's what the Gambian delegation there will be doing. And that's what they would expect from it. So, it could be in terms of medicines, equipment, training, you name it.
Capacity.
And so it's doing a lot, because what we've seen recently is that a lot of African First Ladies have become very active. They're not just, when I was growing up, you only ever saw the First Lady, maybe the President went to a function and the First Lady was sitting there. You ever heard them speak about any topic? Nowadays, a lot of them have foundations that they support. They have causes that they support. Lolly, I know something you're also very much...
Yeah, I am very much in support of this idea, because for our first lady, she has been very active in the health sector. We have seen her support, causes that are worthy cause. So her presence there just will add, value to what she has been doing already.
Sure.
And during the meeting, I'm sure they will discuss challenges, they will discuss solutions.
Sure.
So when they come, that is going to add something else to our healthcare system. So things like this are very welcome, and I hope continuity will be something that will always be there. Yeah.
Exactly. So let's proceed with the newspaper review.
So we might have to let Aliu go because we're struggling with the connection.
Exactly. Aliu, thank you very much for talking to us on this morning. At least we got a glimpse of what is happening in Dubai currently.
Still.
Yes, I mean, and back to the newspapers, and for anybody who was listening before we went to Aliu, I was expressing my view about these sorts of link-ups and why I don't like them. I mean, for part of the time he was clear, concise, we could hear everything he was saying, and then all of a sudden we started having, as he said, of course, they have very good Wi-Fi in Dubai, as you would expect, but nonetheless we had problems there. If we go to the newspapers, the Point newspaper, page 5, interesting article here by Cherno Omar Bob, and the headline says it all. Politics does not always have to be a battleground, because it always is. I mean, people always say these things, it doesn't have to be, it shouldn't be. In an ideal world, yes, but in reality, it's always a battleground, because sometimes it's a battle for ideas, sometimes just a battle for power. People want to be in a position of power, and that is why they fight, and there's a contestation element to it. So, yeah, it's a nice idea that it doesn't have to be
a battle.
In an ideal, in a utopian world, it wouldn't be a battleground, but the reality, I mean, I don't know. You've covered elections, you've reported on election night and so on, and we know how how fiercely contested
it was.
That presidential election particularly was, and then coming up we've got the local government elections. I'm
in support of this headline. It shouldn't have to be a battlefield, because after politics we back to our normal lives. And we are almost interrelated here. Everybody's kind of related in one way or the other. So politics comes and go. Yes. After politics, let us just go back normal. But at some point, people drag this thing all year round. We always think it has to be a fight because you were against me, so I have to keep fighting you. And we were against each other for a purpose. We were fighting for a similar interest. So obviously, at that point, we cannot be friends. But after that, if you happen to win, let us just forget it and move on. Shake hands and move on. Sure. Yeah.
I mean, this the author of the article is quoting Alhaji Sering Fai, chairman of the National Council for Civic Education, a council that I've criticized many times, by the way. And he says that the more citizens see political parties engaging in debating without resentment, the better it will be for the health of our democratic life. He's absolutely right. Yeah. And this was at a dialogue where they were trying to encourage political parties
to involve
younger people in the political affairs.
Sure, to take leadership positions.
Well, this is it. In America, we have Biden winning the presidency at 78, and if Trump contests next year, as he's announced today,
really?
He will also be 78. Yes, he announced today that he's going to contest.
Again?
Yes, again. And he'll also be saying that he was cheated if he loses. So I think we can write the headlines now.
My God, America.
Exactly. So, yes, let's proceed. I mean,
do you want another headline?
The World Cup is on Sunday.
World Cup is on Sunday.
Mr. Ade's favorite sport.
I have more.
Many people are disappointed. Sadio Mane might miss one of the games.
He might.
Maybe the opening. Opening game.
The first game he might. But the first game of the whole World Cup is Qatar, the host, against Ecuador. 6 p.m. kickoff our time. So we'll all be watching by various means. Online or wherever we can catch it online.
Yeah, everybody's talking about it, especially football fans.
Yeah, well, there's certain people who say they only watch World Cup football. They don't watch any other kind of football. They're not interested in league football, Premier League, but World Cup they will watch, including.
So, what is the difference between World Cup football and league?
Well, World Cup is national teams. It's countries playing against countries, and it's arguably the 32 best teams in the world. So although there's a big team missing this year, and that is Italy, Italy have won it 3 times, and they didn't even qualify this time.
Wow.
So that's a big miss.
Well, you see, they can tell you that's football for you.
That's
I mean, it's unpredictable.
It is,
you
extremely.
know, it can happen anyhow. Sometimes you can win or you lose.
Oh yes.
I mean, you know, when I started respecting football, when Gambia went to the quarterfinal
of AFCON.
You know, that's the time I gave full respect to football.
Really?
And I was like, football, thank you. Now I respect you.
Wow.
No prediction.
Yeah.
Football, you never know.
No, you can never tell.
It united the nation, but you're right. Gambia were probably the lowest rank or second lowest ranked team in that, and they were not expected to even get out of the group stage.
See?
Never mind get to the quarterfinal.
Quarterfinal.
And then even in the qualifiers of the World Cup qualifiers, you had Sierra Leone against Nigeria, where with a few minutes to go, Nigeria were winning 4-0. The game ended 4-4. Wow. Football can be very unpredictable at times.
Unpredictable.
And I think that's why people love it. It's definitely the world's #1 game.
Yeah.
You know, whatever is second is way behind it. It is the world game. It's the only sport that is probably played in every single country in the world. The only sport.
Exactly. I can see woman.
Yes, widow demands answers to husband's death in police custody.
This one, it's not a new story.
No,
I was going to
This
say.
has been here for many months.
I was going to say
So
exactly
I don't know
that.
why is she not still giving
She hasn't been given any answers.
And
Yeah,
she's
according to
been
the story.
asking this question for a very long time.
She's been asking, her family have been asking, and activists have
Well,
been
can you
asking
take
on
us
her
through
behalf.
this story?
Yes.
Oh,
please.
yes, I can. Mrs. Yasin Jiba, a widow, on Tuesday, 15th November 2022, told Foria that authorities responsible for the death of her late husband, Fakeba Kolis, should explain to her and the Koli family the circumstances leading to his death while in custody of the police.
Yeah.
She said she is getting impatient because the family is still in limbo as the matter is paramount to her and the children. As I quote her, our children are asking questions that I can't even answer. Why should the authorities keep mute about this case? So I need answers because his death was painful, she emotionally explained.
Yes, I think it would have been, if we have known this story will come on the newspaper today, we would have contacted the Gambia Police PR.
And the police PR, Bintinja, was actually contacted.
Okay.
She's even quoted, and she revealed how far the police have gone with their investigations.
And what did she say?
Police death. But no, the police force cadet assistant superintendent police Binta was contacted to reveal, but to no avail. She was contacted to reveal, but to no avail. So it could be recalled. Fakeba allegedly died mysteriously on August 6, 2022.
They've just used one of the phrases that I've banished. It could be recalled.
It could be recalled.
I hate it. And yet you'll always see it in West African newspapers. And the reason I don't like it is because if I've come to the Gambia for the first time, I'm reading the newspaper, what are you asking me to recall?
You've never heard of the story.
Just say the husband died on such and such. Don't ask me to recall something I don't know. So I don't like
because not everybody follows.
Well, you see it in 10, 15 stories a day. So
and the case happened at Sukuta police station.
Don't you think this is just a matter of the police coming and talking to the family? Well, it's unfortunate your husband died. I mean, maybe due to this and that and that and that. I mean, if the husband died in the custody of the police, I think it's the right of the
responsibility
family. It's on the face of it, it should be an open and shut case in the sense that this happened. However, if there is an investigation into the circumstances, what they should tell the family is that the investigation is not concluded, and until it is concluded, there's nothing we can tell you. So that's different, but to just say nothing to them, which seems to be the case, at least from what we've heard, because the police might tell a different story. The police might say, we're telling them that it's not concluded. We're not saying that there's nothing happening. And so the investigation may not have concluded, but at least keep people informed.
To build the confidence of the public,
Indeed, indeed, because when people hear this, even though they're not attached to it, they'll be thinking, oh, what's wrong with the police? Why are they not putting the family's mind at ease? Why are they not, So they need to, and of course, Binta Jata, she's very active these days. And so maybe she will pick up on that and she will respond. She may, just that by the time the story was coming out, she wasn't able to respond, but we hope they do. And whilst we're on, please, we're in November, We're about to get to December. And when we get to December, you know what comes after that? January.
Yeah.
And January, your policemen will start stopping us on the road and saying, your driving license has expired. No, it hasn't. The law says it's 3 years. So we need to stop this criminal stuff by the police. And I'm being blunt about this. Frankly, you can't believe that the police are breaking the law, but that's what they're doing. You should not be stopping us and saying it's expired when it should not. The law says 3 years.
Don't you
it should be
think
3 years.
That's ignorant?
We need to hear from them.
I think people are trying to avoid what the law says, and they do what they want to do.
It's the police.
Yes, if you give me a 1 year driver's license, 12 months, if it expires, I won't change it. I will wait till 3 years because my law says 3 years. And yet still, I think this should be looked into.
Not only that, the added stupidity of it is that they do it from January to December. So if I get my new license in November, it will expire at the end of December. No, it says 3 years. So it should be November 3 years later or November 1 year later, not end of December the next month.
But your driver's license, it's a 1 year validity.
That's what it should be.
Yes.
And yet not only is the 1 year illegal that is being operated, if I get my driver's license this month, I will have to renew it 1st of January, not
2023?
Yes.
Wow.
That's the nonsense they're doing.
I better wait for January.
So it is meant, even though they've said it's 1 year, even they don't respect the 1 year. They do it from January to December. And if I get it in June or whatever I get it expires in end of December.
Wow.
And that's wrong. So please, police, get your act together.
I think they should consider that. Because what happened, if at all you are applying for, you're applying for a driver's license, I think it's important, they should consider that. If you apply in November, they should give you at least an extension period.
So November next year.
At least 1 year.
So November next year. Not tell me it expires on end of December. That's ridiculous, and that's what's been happening. So they're breaking the law in two ways. First of all, they're not letting it run for a full year. They don't do it November to November. If I take it now, 16th of November, it should expire 16th of November next year.
Yeah.
Not 31st of December this next month.
No.
And that's what's happening.
And according to,
they need to get their act together.
According to PR Bintanjai, through our interview with her, she said consultations are at an advanced stage. They're talking about this.
I'm raising it now because we're in mid-November.
Exactly.
And we're going to be stopped. You and I are going to be stopped on the road by policemen saying, oh, your license has expired. And it's January 1st or 7th. And they'll be stopping us. And I'm saying to drivers, tell them, no, it hasn't. It's supposed to run for 3 years, and I'm not
the manner in which it is done, it's the crazy thing. I mean, at some point you have to park a lot of vehicle on the road.
You see it all the time.
Blocking the traffic,
you see it all the time.
making it very difficult for people to move.
And yet they've been behaving illegally all this time.
Yeah, I think there should be a proper system so that, I mean, it will ease. Our roads are already tight. If you try to block our roads, it's
even
a problem.
more congested.
Even more congested. They're too slow in taking action, and that's not good for the country.
Mr. Ade, we don't want to leave you. Senegal.
Oh, yeah, I was going to dive into this Senegal one. It's a really intriguing one.
Can we look into that? Because businessmen are arrested.
And they're shopkeepers, 107 shopkeepers.
Maybe they are breaking the rules.
For failing to comply with state-issued directive to reduce prices. Now, remember, the president had said he was going to send out these people, young men. He recruited lots of young men to go out and look at businesses that were failing to reduce prices along the lines that the government had stipulated. At the time, I'm one of those who thought, this is unworkable, it will never happen. But they have been as good as their word. They recruited 1,000 youths to go out and monitor markets and shops, big and small.
Okay.
And those people have reported back, and now, as a consequence, 107 shopkeepers and small businessmen have been arrested.
Exactly.
I bet you know big businessmen.
Well, Mr. Ade, I think that's a brilliant move. Huh?
This is it. When you talk, take action.
If the president reduced the price of basic commodities in Senegal, know that the tax have also been considered to be reduced. You understand?
Yeah.
So, but I mean, still there might be stubborn ones that will still maintain the same price. So it's important for you to bring people that will monitor this. If they don't follow the rules, let them be arrested.
But you know what's intriguing about this is that the new rules were only introduced on Saturday. And so they haven't even given them a chance
Wow.
to reduce their prices. It's been brought in on Saturday, and by Monday and Tuesday they started arresting
There
people.
should be a chance when it comes to reducing price.
I know. And so they face either being jailed or a heavy fine.
Wow.
And so I think they've arrested these people to make a point that
Exactly.
we are serious about this. It's not just another thing like, famous in Africa, pass this law, pass this directive, and then nothing happens. They've arrested these people, they will fine them, and if you can't pay the fine, you'll be jailed. And they want to send a message.
But it could be too, sometimes if at all they call a country a free market, lolly, free market, you can sell your, if I
Goods
buy
at
this
any
tablet
price,
today for $10, and Mr. Ade wants to buy this tablet from me, I can sell it to you for $100.
This is true, but
yes.
the reason why the government are being very strict in the case of Senegal is that they've given certain benefits to the businesses, saying, okay, pay lower duties and so on, to ease the burden on them. So you don't have an excuse for keeping your prices high. We've helped you in some way, you now help the public. And because they're not doing that, that's why they're crying. But yes, in a free market, of course.
Mr. life is very difficult. I don't know, maybe you and I are managing very well. But there are people that are living in difficulty.
Who told you I'm managing?
Maybe we are.
Who started that rumor that I'm managing?
Maybe we are managing very well.
Because you're not complaining.
Managing well?
Because we are not complaining.
Because you're not complaining.
Maybe at some point, we are just managing. But it's difficult for people.
We see it all around.
It's very difficult for people.
You have people who are, policemen and school teachers asking you that, can you help me, give me some money to buy a bag of rice and so on. We see it. We know people are struggling. It's in front of us and we can't escape it. And I think that's why the government are being very, very hard on these people, because they want them to help the public in these very, very difficult times.
Definitely.
And they're saying that you are not cooperating, and if you don't, you'll pay the price. But as I said, when it was announced, they were recruiting 1,000. I dismissed it.
This is really needed.
And we were like,
it's really needed in the Gambia.
No, it is indeed needed in the Gambia.
Please don't give our politicians any ideas.
No, I'm telling you, it's needed here. Price control. Let's go reduce all the prices. So that the man out there, even the guy, even the security guard, can be able to afford basic things.
And then you won't be able to sell your pad to me
at
whatever.
Wow.
Exactly.
Whatever
So I've just received a message. The police PRO and the transport union will be in the studio next week, Tuesday, to deal with this topic.
We have to get
That's
them
the driver's license thing. I think
it's
just on time.
That's brilliant. And I don't want them calling on the day and say they can't make it in. We will drag them in. We need this addressed. It has to be addressed because it's a serious matter. I know we're kind of laughing about it, but it's a serious matter. And really, I'm even stunned that the police have been allowed to get away with it for so long. And nobody's brought it up until now. And in fact, interestingly, the people who brought it up, I think, were the CSOs who were negotiating with them to go back to respecting the law.
Sure.
And they kind of leaked it to the press that this was going on. And hey, Gambians, did you know that the law says it's 3 years, and yet these people have been telling you you have to renew after 1 year. So that's brilliant news that they will be coming.
Someone just sent me a message. Price control is a double-edged sword.
Sword.
Yeah, it may lead to serious scarcity.
This is true. This is true. This is true. Because in other countries where they've tried to enforce price control, what tends to happen is people hoard what they have. They don't sell it because they think, oh, I paid a certain amount of certain price for it. I want to make a profit. I'm not going to sell it. I'll keep it until, if it's not perishable, obviously, and they'll keep it. But that person is right. It can lead to that.
So I think the strategy that the Senegalese government used by reducing prices for business people, and yet in turn they also reduce it, is doable here as well. Yeah. They can always sit with business people, let them know their constraints, let them know, the way they deal in their businesses, then come to terms or come to an agreement.
Mr. Ade, have you seen the new State House of Tanzania?
I haven't.
It's built in Dodoma. I think I'll show you. If the camera can zoom this. If the camera
can you zoom?
This is the new State House of Tanzania.
Please, I hope you're not going to start giving our guys ideas about building a new state house in Banjul.
That's the new state house. Look at the state house of Tanzania.
You seem quite impressed by it.
I think Dodoma, it's the... Just look at that.
Okay. This is beautiful.
That's the new state house of Tanzania.
Wow.
Just look how
That's huge.
Wow, it's huge. I think we'll have the ministers here.
Wow.
We'll have all the protocol. They'll all be living here, you know?
Wow.
So I think Dodoma, it's the capital city of Tanzania.
Yes,
Dodoma?
officially.
Yeah.
Many people would say Dar es Salaam, but it's Dodoma. It's like, until now, of course, now everybody's used to knowing Abuja as the capital of Nigeria, but for many years it was Lagos. And for many people of my generation, it took us a while to get used to the fact that it was no longer Lagos. And so you have a lot of these African countries where the capital has moved. It's changed from where it was, and that's one of those.
In the Gambia, do you know we have a second capital city?
You're going to tell us.
You know the second capital of the Gambia?
Janjambure.
No, no. On a serious note, we have a second capital.
And it is?
It's Basse.
Basse. I knew. How did I know he was going to say Basse?
It's Basse.
How did I know?
No, when you look at official books, I mean, it's
in the books.
It's the second capital of the Gambia.
Wow.
You sure it's the second capital?
Absolutely.
It's not just the second
we'll go
city.
and get
If you Google it now, you will see.
Yes.
Basse is the second capital of the Gambia.
There you see. So are you advocating that it should become the first?
Or maybe the picture he just
to
saw
reduce
there.
congestion.
Yeah,
you know,
so
and
the
build.
picture,
Yes,
and
I
build
am
a state
thinking of building such a thing.
see?
I'm thinking of,
You
I mean,
see?
maybe as the second capital of the Gambia, we should have such a thing
Something like
there.
this in Basse. Wow.
I think that's a great idea. I've been to Basse. Had a wonderful time there. Lovely place. Yeah, but very crowded. Very crowded.
Yeah, it's a business hub.
It's very much a business hub, and it was like really thriving and you know, very buzzing.
Exactly.
With commercial activity. I was quite impressed. Yeah. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Ade, for coming on this platform.
As I always say, always a pleasure to be invited.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
It's a benediction to have you here. Did I mention it well? Benediction. I know Mr. Moj will be like, son, look what me. All right, Lolly.
Well, yeah, Mr. Ade, thank you very much. The interjections were very important.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So, well, viewers, this is all we have for you. We are doing the quoting here.
Oh.
Yes.
We are ending the show.
Exactly.
Wow, I didn't know.
Yes, the show is ending here today. Until we come you again tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yes.
Then it's a bye from us.
Have a wonderful day. Make sure to take cow food and cassava.
Really?
Cow food and yam.
Cow food and yam and pepper soup.
And pepper soup.
Hey.
It's Wednesday.
Pepper
Mr. Ade. All right, bye-bye.
The biggest mobile money service in the Gambia has taken mobile banking to the next level. Now you can link your Q Money wallet with your bank account. Yes, link your Ajib or EcoBank accounts with your Q Money wallet and get instant access to your cash anytime. No need to queue at the bank anymore. Transfer funds from your bank account to your wallet or your wallet to your...
Espas Motors is the largest and most modern auto service in the Gambia. Espas Motors is the only authorized dealer in Sherry, Mercedes-Benz trucks, Mercedes-Benz buses, Kia, Ford, Futon Mini and Midi buses, Futon trucks. At Espas Motors, we have qualified professionals who use modern technology to diagnose and repair all brands of motor vehicles. Espas Motor services include auto sales, auto repairs, vehicle painting, availability of high-quality spare parts, towing services. We are reachable at any time. Call Espas Motors on 352222 353-4444 or locate us on the Bertel Harding Highway. Espas Motors.